Welcome to the Center for the Women of New York Financial Literacy Workshop Series. We have an important topic tonight. Oops. All right. So tonight we have disability and life insurance. Thank you, Kathy, again for presenting tonight. We're very thankful for all the information that you bring us. In case someone here doesn't know the center, we have two locations. Both of them are in Queens. One is in Bayside in Fort Totten Park, and the other one is in Queensboro Hall in Kew Gardens. The Center for the Women of New York helps women overcome financial, violence, social wellness, and legal issues by raising awareness and advocating for full gender equality for women, understanding their needs, and connecting them with CWNY services, nonprofit partner organizations, and public resources to aid, uplift, and address their challenges. Our current programs are referral and advocacy or advocate programs. So if you don't know if we offer a service, and please give us a call. We'll try to guide you in the right direction. We have these series of financial literacy workshops. We have a career workshop series as well, a women in crisis support group, another support group for caregivers, for those of us who take care of aging family members or friends. We will start our one-on-one tax preparation assistance. Kathy, thank you for that as well, for making yourself and someone else available to help women with their tax returns. That all our programs are free. We do have a suggested donation. It's very minimal to help us support our programs, but it is free. So don't worry about that if you cannot afford it. We're here to help you. We have a gardening and sustainability workshop series as well. That's in person in Bayside on Thursdays at 10 a.m. We have one tomorrow. And then we will start every Thursday next month in March. We have ESL classes. We have been doing them over Zoom. However, we're starting in person, so that's exciting. We'll have 3 levels: beginner, intermediate, and advanced, which will be conversational. We have a legal support team who answers via email to your inquiries. We have yoga classes also in Fort Totten on Wednesdays at noon and Thursdays at 6 p.m. And we have self-esteem workshops, which have been very popular and everyone loves them. People bond over, like this workshop in a couple of hours. So come join us. We all need a little booster for our self-esteem. So that is on the second Tuesday every month in Fort Totten in person as well. If you'd like to watch any of our past events, our virtual events, you can find them on our website under past events, under programs and services. I think it is now. If you have questions, please feel free to put them in the chat or in the Q&A section. We'll answer them, or Kathy will answer them at the end of the presentation. If you dialed in, you can email your questions to events@cwny.org. Again, you can email your questions to events@cwny.org. Now I would like to welcome Kathy Carroll, who will present on disability and life insurance. You can take it away, Kathy. Thank you so much.
Hi, thanks, Cecilia, and good evening to everyone. And this evening's presentation is going to be about disability and life insurance. This is a continuation of the insurance webinars that we've been doing the past few months. Last month we did health insurance. So this is basically an extension of health insurance. So good evening and welcome to our monthly CWNY financial literacy webinar. Last month we discussed health insurance, which is a complex but extremely important topic for people in all types of life situations. In tonight's webinar, we will continue the additional insurance topics of disability insurance and life insurance. Insurance is defined as protection against possible financial loss. This is just a general definition of all insurance, and this is from our textbook that we've been using throughout the entire webinar series, Focus on Personal Finance, Kapoor, the 6th edition. This is from page 247. A likely financial loss in case of illness, injury, or inability to work is the loss of income from employment, which is your paycheck. Before disability insurance existed, people who were ill lost more money from missed paychecks than from their medical bills. Disability insurance protects one against this loss of income. And this is also the definition from our textbook. Disability insurance provides payments to replace income when an insured person is unable to work due to pregnancy, a non-related work accident, or an illness. If a disability is the result of an illness or injury that occurred on the job, payments would be received from workers' compensation rather than from disability insurance. So just to clarify that, there's two different types of payments that can be received. Disability refers to non-work related, whereas workers' compensation is for work related. Many employers provide disability insurance through group insurance plans. In most cases, an employer will pay part or all of the cost of this insurance. Some policies will pay the employee for several months, whereas some may provide longer-term protection. Privately owned insurance companies may also offer policies to protect people from loss of income, and payments from these types of insurance policies may be weekly or monthly and are typically 40 to 60% of one's normal income. Another type of insurance is provided by companies such as Aflac. This is a payroll deduction type of insurance. So the employee actually pays for it rather than the employer, but the Aflac pays, and similar companies, they pay cash benefits when a policy holder has a covered accident or illness. That definition is from Wikipedia. In addition to retirement benefits, Social Security can also provide disability benefits. Workers who pay into the Social Security system are eligible for these benefits. So basically, this means workers that are receiving W-2s, such as normal employment situation. The amount that one might receive depends on current salary and the number of years that one has worked. This type of disability is only available in cases where the worker will be disabled for 12 months or more, or will result in death. Benefits start at the 6th full month of being disabled and will continue as long as the disability lasts. New York State disability. New York State is one of the few states that require employers to provide disability benefits to employees for an off-the-job injury or illness. Coverage for disability benefits can be obtained through a disability benefits insurance carrier who is authorized by the New York State Department of Financial Services to write such policies. Large employers may opt to become authorized by the board to self-insure, so then they would make payments from their own fund that they create, rather than through an insurance carrier. The Disability Benefits Law, which is Article 9 of the Workers' Compensation Law, provides weekly cash benefits to replace, in part, wages lost due to injuries or illnesses that do not arise in the course of employment. Medical care is the responsibility of the employee and is not paid by the employer or the insurance carrier. That's why disability is an additional policy that one would have in addition to their health insurance, because the medical care would be paid for by one's own health insurance. Now, paid family leave coverage is typically a rider on an employer's disability benefits insurance policy. Now, as paid family leave has really been expanded in the last few years, and we're going to talk about that in a few minutes. Insurance policies can be obtained by employers through several methods, including a private insurance carrier, the state insurance fund, or becoming self-insured. Most employers that I work with have policies for their employees through the state insurance fund. It's not actually a government agency, but it works very closely with the New York State Department of Financial Services. Policies can also be purchased by employers through a private insurance carrier authorized by the New York State Department of Financial Services. These insurance carriers may specialize in certain markets and offer various incentives to policyholders. This information comes from the New York State Workers' Compensation website. Policies may also be purchased by employers through NYSIF, which is the New York State Insurance Fund, a public insurance carrier. NYSIF is a not-for-profit agency of the state of New York that offers workers' compensation, New York State disability benefits, and paid family leave insurance. It is a separate and distinct entity from the New York State Workers' Compensation Board. NYSIF must provide insurance to any employer seeking coverage, regardless of the employer's type of business, safety record, or size. However, if an employer owes NYSIF money from a previous bill or account, coverage can be denied. So this would be very bad for employees of a company that, let's say, didn't pay its bill to the New York State Insurance Fund for the policy, then the policy might not be in effect. So it's very important for employers to make sure that they pay these insurance bills so that their employees will have these benefits which they're required to give. An employer is allowed but not required to collect contributions from its employees to offset the cost of providing disability and paid family leave benefits. These contributions are separate and distinct from one another and may be funded by employees through payroll deductions. An employee's contribution to a disability policy is computed at the rate of 0.5% of their wages, but no more than 60 cents a week. So even though this is a payroll deduction for the disability policy, it's very minimal, and it's been at the 60 cents a week level for many, many, many years. New York State paid family leave provides eligible employees with up to 12 weeks of job-protected paid time off to bond with a new child, care for a family member with a serious health condition, or to assist loved ones when a family member is deployed abroad or is on active military service. This time can be taken all at once or in increments of full days. So it doesn't have to be a consecutive time period. Paid family leave may also be available in some situations when an employee or their minor dependent child is under an order of quarantine or isolation due to COVID-19. So that would have been over the past few years. Hopefully that situation is coming to an end, but it is available. Employees taking paid family leave receive 67% of their average weekly wage, up to a cap of 67% of the current New York State average weekly wage. For 2023, the New York State average weekly wage is $1,688.19, which means the maximum weekly benefit under the paid family leave is $1,131.08. This is $62.72 more than the maximum weekly benefit for 2022. So they did increase it fairly substantially for 2023. Now the deduction, the payroll deduction for the paid family leave is 0.0051 of the percent of your weekly wage. So it's also a very small amount. Now the next topic that we're going to discuss is life insurance. Most of the insurance we have discussed, health and disability, have been for the protection of the person insured. The purpose of life insurance is to protect the people who depend on the person insured. Providing for the financial needs of family members and other dependents is the primary purpose of life insurance. Persons who will receive proceeds from a life insurance policy are known as beneficiaries. There are two basic types of life insurance policies, which are temporary and permanent. Temporary insurance includes term, renewable term, convertible term, and decreasing term. Permanent insurance includes whole life, limited payment, variable, adjustable, or universal life insurance. So in the two basic types, there's quite a few subcategories, as we can see. Term insurance provides protection against the loss of life only for a specific term or period of time, hence the name term insurance. A term life insurance policy only pays a benefit during the period it covers, and only if the premiums are paid. Term insurance can be paid for a renewable term, a multi-year level term, which is also known as a straight term, as a conversion term, which can be converted to permanent insurance, or as a decreasing term. Term life insurance remains in effect as long as the premiums are paid during the specified term. So basically, if you don't pay the premium during 1 month or maybe maximum 2 months, your policy is gone. Under a renewable term policy, premiums may increase over time as one gets older, and also may include age limits on renewal. In a multi-year level plan, one will pay the same premium for the duration of the policy. So in this multi-year level plan, the premiums may be higher because it's taking into consideration that people are going to be getting older as the policy moves on. A conversion policy will have a higher premium since it allows the option to change to permanent insurance. Whole life insurance is a type of permanent insurance. This is a plan in which the policyholder pays a specific premium each year for as long as he or she lives. In return, the insurance company will pay one's beneficiary a stated amount of money upon the insured's death. This type of policy has other names, including straight life, cash value policy, and ordinary life. This type of life insurance also serves as an investment during one's life because part of each premium acts as a savings account, and one may receive the accumulated savings upon the cancellation of the policy if it needs to be canceled, if the person can't continue paying for it. The accumulating savings, that's what people say, oh, the cash value of the life insurance policy, that's what they're referring to, the accumulated savings. Other types of permanent policies include limited payment policies, variable life policies, adjustable life policies, and universal life. Limited payment policies charge premiums for a certain length of time or until the insured reaches a certain age. A lot of life insurance is age related because obviously the chances of someone passing away is greater when they get older. At that point, the policy is called paid up, and upon the death of the insured, the beneficiary receives the full amount of the insurance. This type of policy generally has higher premiums than whole life due to the shorter payment period. Variable life policies have fixed premium payments. As in whole life, part of the premium is invested, creating cash value. However, in this type of insurance, the cash value is variable as it is invested in stocks, bonds, and money markets that are subject to fluctuations in value, which certainly we see that going on the past quite a few months with the stock market going up and down and very erratic. So if the insurance is investing in the market, it definitely variable is the right term. So, but the death benefit is guaranteed. So that's not going to be changing. So it's only the value of the investments that are actually changing. And if the investments are profitable over time, then the death benefit can actually increase. Adjustable life policies allow the coverage components to change as the needs of the insured change. Death benefit amounts, policy period, and premiums can be increased or decreased as needed. Universal life is a whole life policy that combines elements of term insurance and investment elements. The insured is able to borrow against the cash value or can withdraw it. This type of policy allows you to change your premium without changing the coverage. So in a case where if you feel the premium is too high, you can temporarily have it lowered, and then you can go back to the amount that the premium originally was. One of the most important parts of a life insurance policy is to name a beneficiary or beneficiaries. More than one person can be named. These are the persons who will benefit from the policy. Beneficiaries can include spouses, children, relatives, or business partners. In filling out paperwork, one will generally need to know the legal name, date of birth, address, and social security number, that should say, of the beneficiaries, because that's all part of the policy information, so that when the insured does pass away, the insurance company needs to have all the right legal information for the beneficiaries to receive the money. As can be seen from this short synopsis, life insurance is a complicated topic that will require professional assistance to obtain. Insurance brokers and agents use their technical knowledge to understand the financial needs and goals of their clients and to help them obtain the best type of insurance for their individual situation. So in the case of life insurance, it really is best to consult a professional broker to obtain what is best for your personal situation. Thank you for your attendance. Please join us next month on Wednesday, March 15th for a continuation of a financial literacy series. And our next topic will be an overview of what to expect right now in tax season 2023 for the preparation of 2022 returns. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Kathy. As always, like very important information that you bring us. I thought it was a lot simpler and straightforward. I thought that, like, for life insurance, for example, that you just get a big sum and it didn't have all factors, which is dependent on. That's very interesting. So it is important to take that into consideration. I also never thought about going to a broker for it. But it sounds like it is worth it. Depending on the case, you'll get a different life insurance. And also for disability, sometimes you complain about like these little bits that are taken out of your check, but for 60 cents, it's definitely worthwhile, because in case of an emergency, disability, or like even if it's not emergency, it's something beautiful such as bonding with a child, you have the opportunity to still receive 60%, 67%, right, of your salary. So all these are important. I have a question, and please, to the audience, feel free to put any questions in the chat, and Kathy will be happy to answer your questions. I see there is one. You know what? That's I just saw your question in the Q&A, and I was going to ask the same question. Is there insurance for self-employed?
Well, yes. See, now that's actually something that I should have included in this as well, because I was just focusing on people that actually, are employed with the company, like a typical situation. But for the self-employed, it's a little bit more involved, because you need to purchase it on your own. So these things are available, but you would have to purchase them. You'd have to contact like the New York State Insurance Fund or AFLAC or any of these companies that provide this type of insurance, and you would have to be proactive in getting it on your own, because obviously no company, you're the company, so you're not going to, you would not be able to be getting it from someone else providing it to you. You have to go and apply for these policies and then pay them as part of your business expenses, but they are available to the self-employed.
And Kathy, do you know if
I have to tell you, the New York State Insurance Fund is not easy to deal with. There, because I have to, when I work with them pretty regularly with a lot of my clients, and you can eventually get what you need from them, but it's very, it's pretty time consuming. And as I say, they're not the most cooperative or informative type of company, but they really are the place that self-employed people would go to. So
it's NYSIF?
Yeah, right, NYSIF, New York State Insurance Fund.
Mhm.
And just as an aside, that for the self-employed, if people have a corporation, if you are the only person employed by the corporation, like let's say it's a very small company, it's just yourself, legally, you do not need to have workers' compensation or disability, but then you might be doing yourself a disservice, because even though legally you're not required to have it by the IRS, then if something does happen, then you don't have any coverage. So even in a very small company that's only just one person, it's a good idea to have it.
Yeah, just for a few cents, right? A few
Right.
cents a month that we can spend
Yes.
in coffee or anything.
Mhm.
So it is. It sounds like it's worth protecting yourself.
Yes, absolutely.
Are there any more questions? Please feel free to, I think you can even raise your hand and or put them in the chat. It's also like for life insurance, it's important to protect your family, right? Like anything can happen to
absolutely.
anyone, anytime, unfortunately.
Right, and then there's still bills to be paid, because even if something happens to the people that are bringing in the money every month to the house, if something happens, if outside of disability, or if they actually pass away, then who's going to pay the bills? So then life insurance, you can use it to pay off a mortgage or to pay outstanding bills, or what you would need to keep your your family going if you weren't here anymore. So
to have someone raise her hand, I'm going to let her speak. Please feel free to unmute yourself. Let me see there.
Hi, thank you for the information. I have a son who is 39. He has had jobs here and there, but he got disabled. He has a lung disease now, and his wife has been trying to get insurance, and he won't, nobody's trying to cover him. Is there any avenue that he can take for some minimal coverage?
Thank you for your question, Priscilla. Now, what type of, is he trying to get life insurance, or what kind of insurance is he trying to get?
He's trying to get life insurance at this point.
Okay, and he has a permanent lung condition?
Yes, he has sarcoidosis.
Okay, well, that might be a difficult situation, because a lot of the insurers do want to have like a health report or medical report about the people that are being insured. But if you want to send Cecilia your telephone number, I might be able to put you in touch with some brokers that I'm familiar with that I use, that maybe they can help you get something.
Okay, that'd be great.
Yeah, why, Lana, if you don't mind putting my email address in the chat.
I'm sorry,
Priscilla,
but I won't be able to add anything
Oh,
to the chat.
I
But
know.
if I can spell it out,
You know
did
what?
you want your CWY account?
I think if I make you co-host, check now if you can put if you can access the chat.
There we go. So you want your
Yes, okay.
CWY account, right?
Yes, please. Yeah, Priscilla, send me your email address and the question so I can forward to Kathy there.
Okay,
Thank you, Priscilla. We'll try to get you some assistance with that.
I really feel that it should be illegal to deny.
I
Like,
know. I mean,
Yeah, it's
it's
kind of
bad
counterproductive.
timing, but you know, he lost his job. It's just been difficult.
yeah, well, I'm sorry to hear about the situation, and thank you so much for sharing that question. We do record these sessions, and because you are on our screen, I'm going to ask you for permission. I think it will be very valuable for other people that have similar situations to hear your questions. Is that okay?
Yes, that's fine.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate your question and letting us share with future viewers of this webinar.
Okay, I'll put the question in the chat.
Are there any other questions? If not, Kathy, again, thank you so much. Share my screen again.
You're welcome, Cecilia, and thank you for having me.
Of course, thank you. And we look forward to the next workshop, which will be on taxes. And there's always something new. Kathy always brings everything that changes every year for taxes. So if you, if you haven't done your taxes yet and would like to know, she always brings really good tips and may help you with your tax return to get some more return. Again, here on the screen, you can see our programs. I know I already mentioned them. So join us for anything that you'd like to. Oh, thank you so much, Dana. If you'd like to, join us for any of the programs, please do. Let me see. I want to make sure. Yes. Thank you, Priscilla. Again, for your questions. And now Lana's going to share these links in the chat. If you'd like to become a member or donate to help us, support our programs, every little bit is welcome. You don't have to. These programs are free. Like if you feel like you'd like to contribute, the links will be in the chat. Again, you can find us in both these locations. You can call us anytime. We're not always in the office, but we return your calls. And you can email us at info@cwny.org. You can also follow us on social media and listen to our podcast that we're trying to bring back. There are a few episodes there. Thank you again so much, everyone, for coming, for joining us tonight, and we hope to see you in future programs.